Because I don't call it programming for nothing. We're being lied to. Right?
Yeah, that's good. George Carlin. There you go.
Good, thank you.
Hey guys, welcome back. Well, this is another test here. This guy gave me as good as I gave him. He was battling away, but it's middle of the road. I can understand people that are, let's say, true independents that, look at both sides and say they're both wrong, and there's hypocrisy and corruption and bullshit on either end. But I don't think there's any denying that there's one side of the political spectrum now that is completely off the rails. And that's what I battled here. This guy trying to say, oh, there's both sides of you guys. I said, yeah, okay, well, in the meantime, we don't have, one side talking about revolution to the point where it's, we're changing the entire country. The right might seem radical now because the left has gone so far left that, even though the right stays basically centralist, they might seem radical compared to what the left is doing. So that's where this guy at. He's a intelligent man, and it was fun doing battle with him. I don't know. I think the magic number here is 10,920. When they seem to get to that many subscribers, I guess the meter kicks in, and then they start knocking off subscribers. So this is where you guys come in. I definitely need your help. So if you can, resubscribe if you are a subscriber, to make sure they haven't knocked you off. Do share the videos so you can help me gain some more subscribers, and maybe we can bust that ceiling of 920. Who knows? But it's just a pain in the ass, and it's a bitch that these assholes are not allowing the free reign of speech. They have to censor. And of course, the weather has not been cooperating with me here lately. Last weekend, of course, we had that alleged hurricane that kept me off the street, and this weekend it's been a wash. Yesterday I couldn't get out because of the rain. This hurts me a great deal financially, and with getting out and getting some videos out and material. So again, you guys gotta hopefully come in and pick up the slack here. It's PayPal at badassunclesam76@gmail.com if you want to make a contribution. Subscribe Badass Uncle Sam. Pick yourself a level and kick in a certain amount of money every month. It helps me out when the weather gets crap like this, and it makes up for the shortfall, because the upkeep on my rig is enough that where I lose money if I can't get out often. So I'm working hard to get the message out there, and I hope you can show your appreciation for that. And of course, do the usual things like and subscribe and all that good stuff. So thank you very much. And if you can't do anything else, of course, you do pray for me. I am on the streets. All right, let's get to this one. I'll tell you on the flip end.
Where are you guys from?
Texas. San Antonio, Texas.
San Antonio, Texas? What do you do down there at San Antonio?
Try to connect kids with the outdoors, and he's a student.
Oh, very good, man. That's worthy work.
So what is the
Democrat hypocrisy test?
What is the test?
Yeah. Right here. Says right now, women, Democrats say they're champion of women, right? Women's rights. All right.
Some of them, not all.
Well, they pick the mantle. They carry that mantle.
Well, that one lady that wanted Al Franken to get out, remember?
Yeah, but that's, we're talking about, for the most part, liberals say, women's rights. They're ones, we would need a woman president. They're screaming about that. All right.
Okay.
So, all right. But is it fair to women to have transgender athletes dominating women's sports?
So you got a question or rhetorical? You ask me a question?
Yeah. Is it fair? Is it hypocritical?
Oh, either way, yeah. For girls dominate a guy sport or a guy dominate a woman.
Because you got, transgenders now that are dominating weightlifting, track, wrestling, football, basketball, and martial arts. Yeah, so you're denying women scholarships. How's that fair? Right? Okay.
But first, I didn't really think that was just a Democratic point of view, but you think it's a Democratic point of view. I know that one lady told Al Franken, you need to go.
Yeah, that was one instance. We're talking about a whole policy here. You think it's hypocritical that socialists lecture us on economics?
Socialists lecture us on economics.
Yeah.
Who are the socialists?
Well, the Democrats scream about being democratic socialist. Bernie Sanders screams about being a socialist. He's lecturing us about economics all the time.
Yeah, but like libraries or streets, those are all social programs.
Those are social programs. We're talking about economics.
Oh, okay.
An economic, Venezuela would be socialist.
Well, but social programs, you could say, they can.
But they're financed by capitalism.
Oh no, absolutely. That's why if you just say the name, it creates fear in folks. If you say the name, even though they're not really utilizing socialists, they're using social programs.
Do you think it's hypocritical that the liberals say they really care about children? No, they're putting children in cages. Oh, horrible! Yet they champion infanticide. Abortion up to the day of birth.
I haven't heard that one.
Oh, yeah, it's right here. 8 states.
No, not
8 states have allowed abortion up to the moment of birth. These are liberal states. The governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, signed to celebrate it. They had the big celebration. Yay! Abortion at the birth! Yay! Yeah.
I don't know.
So that, they're the champion of children, but it's okay to kill them. Well, how about homosexuals lecturing us on morals? They just had the whole LGBT, whatever the hell, Pride Month, trying to make the hat normal. Oh, yeah, they got Buttigieg, the idiot, gay mayor, so, always on the screen talking about how moral he is. Yeah, right.
You don't like Buttigieg stuff? Just talking?
Are you kidding me?
But look at all the politicians that scream against and vote against homosexual rights, but they're homosexual, or they do homosexual acts. Remember the Minnesota guy?
There's a lot of hypocrisy.
No, I'm talking about the Republicans, though. There's a lot
of hypocrisy there.
That's what I'm saying.
The whole thing about, Pizzagate and the fact that, we have, they use that. They use sex. Watch the documentary. There's a documentary called The Franklin Cover-Up. Now, the Franklin cover-up, goes back to the original first George Bush, right? Where the guy Larry King, black guy that was head of savings and loan in Nebraska, was also head of Boys Town. He was also a sadistic pedophile that ran a child sex ring straight into the White House. He had a house in Washington, D.C. we'd throw parties at. And the house was full of cameras. The parties would start up at 9 at the beginning. But as the night progressed, you'd wind up in the basement doing having sex with kids and drugs, and he would film them. And that's how they would blackmail a lot of the politicians. But look it up. It's a Franklin cover-up. Look it up. It's a documentary.
A little extreme, some of that, because I guess you can get that on. It's not really so much a.
Well, no, they do. They do it on both sides. Look at Bohemia Grove.
Well, I'm just saying, but you're saying democratic hypocrisy, and you just because do it on both sides. And if they do it on both sides,
if you want to talk, you're a lot of
both sides.
Yeah, but I'm looking at. You see, I used to be a liberal.
Oh no, care about either one.
Yeah, I understand that, but I study this stuff, so I know where they go with this stuff. I used to be a liberal, a northeastern working class, blue-collar liberal.
Understand.
But I've watched them move so far left. It's like the guy I was talking with HUD today. I said, it seems like Joe McCarthy was right. We've been infiltrated by communists. And he goes, you're absolutely right. He says about 80% of the government today are hardcore leftist communists. This is a black guy in HUD said this to me.
He's definitely welcome to his opinion or thoughts. Or
well, well, the program's there. How about right now, because they were at the debates the other night.
I didn't watch it, but okay.
Yeah, but the question was asked, should we give free health care to illegal immigrants? Every one of them raised their hand.
Not all of them, but I think some raised their hand.
Well, no, they all did.
On both nights?
I don't know. The second night, they certainly did. All 10 up there. Well, that's essentially they were all saying, well, yeah, let's give free health care to the world. How can we pay for that? We can't. Americans don't get that.
Well, but I think we as a society, somehow or another, we can manage to pay for almost anything we want. Because right now we're having
We're $20 trillion in debt. How can we pay for that?
How did we become $20 trillion in debt? Who's in the?
We're even more than that. If you want to take the non-funded programs like Social Security, you go up to $100 trillion. How about because definitely Democrats are all about this whole global warming, Green New Deal thing.
Well, no, not Democrats. What do you see? That's the difference.
Oh no, they're bleeding.
No. Some are. The guy from Washington State, the one running for president, he really is. The rest of them aren't as pro like the guy from Washington State.
Cortez is running the whole program now. She put out the Green New Deal, and every Democrat just sniffed right up her ass following that thing.
But a lot of people are just going by scientists. Right, they listen to scientists like the majority.
And scientists can't be corrupted?
No, I didn't say anybody can't be corrupted. What I'm saying is the reason some of these people are speaking out because they've listened to scientists. But you're right, 100%. Scientists can be corrupted. Republicans, they want to all be corrupted.
They want to save the planet by eliminating CO2. CO2 is a basic element of life. You eliminate that, we all die.
Yeah, but I think the problem on that one is when you're the one that's creating more of it. Right, there's going to be CO2 in the atmosphere, 100%. But when you're creating more to create other problems, that's where like with more cars, something like that. Like with a lot of cars.
Again, I helped start the Institute for Environmental Alternatives in 1971.
That's good.
Where Professor Ron Cohn lived with scientists for 3 years studying this.
Nice.
Man, the best we can measure, contributes less than 3% of the carbon emissions. 97+% are volcanoes, so we're like a flea fart on the back of a dog. So even if we were to eliminate the carbon emissions here in the United States, that won't stop China or India.
100%.
So, it's a ludicrous thing.
Well, I like that. You're doing some research. I think it's still a little biased, but I think it's still good research.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like that you're trying.
And as far as being tolerant, the liberals definitely profess we're the most tolerant and most diverse and accepting people. Yeah, okay, bullshit.
Think so? I don't think either side.
Then we can go to the censoring by Google to the point where they're trying to rig the next election. And they have the ability. They have the ability to flip 15 million votes. Well, Silicon Valley is decidedly left. Ain't nobody arguing that. And of course, then we have, Antifa. You can't find an equivalent to Antifa on the left, where they're attacking people in the streets. They just kicked this 8-year-old off because she was mimicking Cortez. This is an 8-year-old. They censored her. Death threatened her family. Where does this go, man? Where does this go? I'm out here and I've been a direct recipient of this type of attack.
You can get that on either side. I know that you can get that on either side.
Show me the equivalent of Antifa.
Oh, shoot. Where's that? Virginia? The girl, Antifa.
Who funded that? Do you know who funded that?
The guy that ran over the girl?
You know who funded that?
I don't know. Somebody saying Jews will not replace us going around with tiki torches. Who funded it?
Who funded it? Soros. George Soros.
Soros? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how they got the money, but I thought the people just paid their trip their own.
And let me give you
Didn't they pay for the trip themselves?
Let me give you something.
The individuals?
We want to see one of the things, again, like being out here, because I don't believe a damn. Oh, I believe like maybe 5% of what they say. 95% of it is lies that they tell us through omission, the things they don't tell us. Right? Because they don't call it programming for nothing. We're being lied to. Right?
Yeah, that's good. George Carlin. There you go.
Good, thank you.
There you go. You learned.
Thank you. George Carlin's a good one. Remember Lenny Bruce? People should listen to Lenny Bruce.
Not much Lenny. I'm not one around there, but George Carlin?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. And what he said, there was
it's about programming.
Hey, thank you very much. I'll call programming for nothing. Absolutely true.
Yeah, but I would never say the hypocrisy comes from one side. Because you and I both know it comes from both sides.
Yeah, but to what degree? Right now, I'm looking at a great deal more hypocrisy coming from the left than from the right. And people say, well, the right's gone more right. I'm saying, well, actually not. The right has just stayed where they are. When something goes so far left, the right would look far right if you compare them to how far left the left has gone.
Could you imagine if Obama would have done some of the things that Trump did? How they must say would have called him out.
Right,
no, I'm just talking about multiple affairs, and then you have the church. Isn't that weird that the church?
Multiple affairs? What multiple affairs?
Well, Trump. Not Obama, by Trump. But I'm saying if
what multiple affairs did Trump have?
Well, the one he paid off a Porsche, which is fine. And then he married. No, it doesn't matter. So you're saying
and he's a billionaire. Who gives a crap about that?
The church typically does. That's why I said if Obama would have done the thing, the church would have done.
Obama did far worse.
I'm with one issue is what I'm talking about. We can get to other issues if you want. You want one issue of marriage or staying with one person or hanging out with one. I'm just saying that if he would have done that, the church would not have supported it.
Well, let's bring up the double standard of Obama and Trump.
I'm talking about the church.
Yeah, well, I'm just bringing up double standards.
Being married to
I'm just talking about double standards here of Obama and Trump. A lot of our immigration enforcement policies that we have right now were started under Obama. Putting the kids in cages was in Obama. You didn't hear people screaming about that when Obama was in office. But you hear them screaming about it when Trump's in office. Bit of a double standard.
But I think there was a difference as far as separating families.
No.
I don't think they were doing the same thing.
No.
Because they ended up putting the families, they didn't have families separated and they could not put the kids back with the parents anymore. Right now they have kids that are not with the parents and they don't even know where the parents are.
No, well, they should, because this is the reason. Being out here, I talked to an ICE attorney.
Okay.
I talked to maybe a half dozen border agents out here about what the problems are, because I like asking them. Again, I don't get my news off of the TV. I ask them.
That's not bad.
And they're telling me, they did the DNA test on the kids coming over. A third of them are not even related to the people that are bringing them over. They're using the children. They're actually kidnapping the children to get in here, and then tossing the children or selling them into sex slavery when they get here. So, you care about children? Well, that's why they separate them, to find out, is that your parent?
That's why they separate them?
Yeah, to find out, is that really your parent? How do we know they're not being brought in for sex slavery?
I don't know if the answer is to separate them, though. You can do swab test on the tongue to find out DNA if you want to do it that bad. Instead of just talking to them.
Well, again, they can be intimidated. They can be feared.
They're intimidated. They're feared. They're sleeping on hard concrete floors.
The policy was, and look what Cortez did in her absolute blown apart visit to the border this past week, when she said she was crying over the kids in the cages. She was having some pictures of her crying and just upset. She was looking at an empty parking lot. It was complete phony staged.
Yeah, that happened. Well, I would just go both. I wouldn't do one side. You know that's both.
I do both. I'm out.
Well, then next time I come and say, can you pass a Republican hypocrisy test? Or a liberal one? Either one's fine. Any one you want.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a pleasure talking to you, sir. I'd listen to this man if I were you. This guy's good on the shelters.
He's my 20-year-old son that I think is going to be smarter than me real soon, if he's not already smarter than me.
Well, smart enough to keep his mouth shut. That's for damn sure.
Oh, yeah.
And listen, that's good.
No, he's not listening. He's rolling his eyes at me without rolling his eyes. He knows, but it's all good. I love my son. So, thank you. What's your name?
Badass, Uncle Sam. Here's a get out of jail free card from Hillary Clinton for you. It's good for any crime in the world.
How are you going to get one from Trump?
Well, you know,
he's not going to need
what
one?
does he do? What has he done? He put him in jail. What did he do?
Okay, well, she was investigating a lot more than he was.
You know.
And he complained about him just being investigated this much, and she's investigated a whole bunch. So far, she's okay. As far as not going to jail.
Let's see what happens
Time
when Barr
will tell.
comes out with his investigation. What's coming out.
I would call you something else. Badass Uncle Sam.
Well, there you go. I don't know, let me know what you think of this guy. He gave me some good arguments, which is more than I can say for a good deal of them, and at least he stuck through them. And seems like he does good work with youth, so it's nice that he's there making them think. So God bless you, thanks for stopping by, and remember, pray for me out there in the streets. See you next time.